is good, YouTube? We are back with another video. Today is May 27. Today's a Wednesday, and I'm gonna get into today's recap. So, as we all know, this week we did hit 30K. We're trading at 30K. Let's not get that mistaken. We're trading at 30K. We're respecting bullish 4-hour gaps, right? Getting nice reactions out of it. Yesterday we created a new all-time high. On the weekly, we still have our new week opening gap, which we can see right here. On the 1 hour, I don't believe we had any structure. Let me start this from 8 a.m. Okay, on the 1 hour, we did have these two 1 hour gaps right here. And I'm looking for longs. We are at all-time high, so potentially just looking to see get one of these get traded into like we saw yesterday, and then a reaction out of it back to our all-time highs since we're just so overly bullish. That is my trade idea or trade narrative for today. We come down to the 15-minute. Once again, a few more bullish gaps right here that we're respecting, or not respecting, but that we have on the chart that could potentially get tagged into. Let's start the day. And we start the day and we automatically see that we are ultra bullish. As we can see, relax, tranquilo. Select bar. Bro, why does it? Am I tripping? Okay. So starting the day off, we see that we're automatically bullish. I have this 1 minute bullish gap marked out because we did inverse it and we take out this sell side. You know, we just take it out with so much speed that it's like, okay, this is a good indicator to what market could potentially want for today. As you can see, this is a super clean inverse prior to market open. And we come into today and we're just ultra bullish. This is open, and you know, we just start selling off. As you can see, we are selling off, so we do end up creating a 15-minute breakaway gap. And right here, I was looking for a potential short play if we can tag into this 15-minute gap that we created. As you can see, we have this nice 15-minute break. I guess this isn't our breakaway. It is our breakaway gap. We have this 15-minute breakaway gap right here that I want to see get traded into, right? And we're just looking for a internal to external move. But before we get there, I did talk about these two 1 hour gaps that we had, and we just see that we just disrespect both of them. So that is why I now switch from being bullish to bearish. We see that we inverse these two bullish these bullish hourly gaps, right? So that is an indicator to what market is showing me, or what market is saying is gonna do, I should say. So heavy reaction, the 10 a.m. close inverses these two hourly gaps, and so I'm now looking for shorts. We swept out our session lows, so I'm really just looking for a pullback and continuation, right? Obviously, we have our 15-minute gap right here. I'm gonna put this on the 15 though, just to clean up the chart a little bit. Right, so we've inversed these two hourly bullish gaps. I'm now looking for continuation shorts. As you can see right here, we get a slight tap into this gap. I didn't like it. Honestly, no place for entry right there. And I just want a better dig. And we get that dig right here with this SMT that we made with ES. And right here, we're just chopping around. And I want shorts, but there's just not a fair value gap on the chart that is for me to take shorts off of, and I was honestly potentially looking at this 1 minute bearish gap, and trading it the way I used to, where we get a tap into a bearish gap and I'm taking it out of it if we hold CE, and we honestly did, and this would have been a good play, but it's like I don't trade FEGs anymore. I'm usually trading inversions, so it's like this is such a risky play. We did end up sweeping our lows, and I am bearish, but I just don't have it in me to take this FEG tap for continuation shorts. Hindsight, it does look good. In lifetime, I was looking at this as a potential play because there just wasn't any bullish inverses I could have taken. So um, I'm not gonna say next time I'll probably look for that because this is just super rare where we don't have a bullish gap on our leg to now take to four lower. But I do want to point out that I was looking at this 1 minute bearish gap that held to just take my shorts off of. Um, anyways, we create this. Uh, okay, we have this 1 minute bearish gap right here, and we end up creating a 3 minute bearish gap, which is demarcated by this trend line right here. And we see the 3 minute get tagged into, and right here we created this 1 minute bearish gap with this 1 minute bullish gap. So I first missed this play right here, and now I'm all hands on deck, and I'm looking for a gap I can potentially take. As I said, I missed this play, so I see this 1 minute gap, and you can just tell sometimes when market is going to leave without you. And we put in these two candles, and I was like, dang, I don't think, like in my head, I was thinking, I don't know if we're gonna get a good entry for this inverse, and market just proceeds to run and create a 50-point inverse candle that we can't get tagged in on. We end up, I think we end up taking out our lows, and we have this 4 hour bullish gap right here that I had as my DOL, right? We failed to hit it, so I was like, okay, I missed this first play, I missed this second play, I have to try and get something. And so right here, we created this tiny 1 minute bullish gap, right? We created this tiny 1 minute bullish gap, and I missed it. I didn't miss it again. I set a limit order right here just due to how strong um price was moving. I just set a limit order, and I said, F it. If we tag it, and we end up running, I'll live with it. As you can see, I did get wicked into this limit order, and I take it, or I automatically go break even because we do take out this low, and we are tagging into a 4 hour bullish gap. And it's like, I don't want to be counter trend trading, even though I am bearish. I don't want to be counter trend trading right into a 4 hour bullish gap. So I went break even right away, and I end up getting stopped out, and we have this nice bullish reaction. And right here, I'm now thinking, okay, we took out all our sell side liquidity. I'll mark it out. We took out this low. We ended up taking out this new low we put in. We ended up taking out this low, and we ended up tagging into a 4 hour bullish gap, right? So there is enough liquidity in the market to go higher if we get a good reaction, or if we do respect this 4 hour bullish gap, right? And honestly, if we were to continue being bearish, I don't think we would have gotten such a strong reversal. And so yeah, I now switched to looking for longs, right? Looking for longs, potentially looking to take some if I find it. And we get this change in state. We get this 1 minute inverse, and I'm like, okay, that would have been a nice play to take. Potentially, if I'm taking it from here, let me fix this. This is probably gonna be like right here, 30-point stop or something, right? And I'm taking it to these highs potentially. That's the play I was looking for. I missed it because I don't know if we really are bullish off the first manipulation leg. So I didn't take this play. We end up going higher. We do end up going higher. And right here, I took longs. at this point in time, we created a 5 minute bearish gap, which I have marked out with this line right here. We ended up creating this 5 minute bearish gap, and we didn't inverse it. I don't think we inversed it. We barely inversed it, but I like the reaction. You know, we get this nice V shape. We get this nice V shape. Let me take this off the charts real quick. We get this nice V shape. Mind you, this is the liquidity sweep that we had. We get this nice V shape. We failed to inverse this 5 minute by like 10 points, and we're just so bullish that I did take this long, and I did front run this 1 minute bearish gap. I thought that we would have ended up flipping it. In hindsight, I probably should have waited due to the fact that we were so bearish prior to taking out this sell side and tagging this 4 hour bullish gap. I probably should have waited for the first highest time frame inversion to take longs. But once again, I just like this V shape. Like failed to tag this 4 hour gap low, right? Failed to tag it. We end up tagging it. We get this super nice V shape. I missed the first manipulation leg, or the first inversion on this leg up, right? But we're just so bullish that I got in. I took my entry right here, thinking that we were gonna inverse this 1 minute bearish gap, and I get stopped out. And then we just end up chopping around. And then we did start going lower. So those are my 2 plays of the day: one break even, one loss. I am 1 trade away from blowing the account again. Like on Monday, I was 1,000 away from passing, and now I'm 500 away from blowing the account. It really does suck, but it is what it is. I think the best play of today was probably this one right here. You know, if you're front running this gap. But other than that, I don't think there was any solid plays. Yeah, and let me just do my market recap for today. Today is May 27th. How do I usually do it? Wow. Just copy and paste. 2 stabs, 1 break even, 1 loss. Trade 1. What was trade 1? Trade 1. Looking for conch shorts. I don't know if you could hear the rain outside. Trade 2. After V-shaping from a 4 hour bull tap, looking for longs, and front run a 1 minute bear gap. I like both plays, honestly. PA, I would give I'd give a B minus. I'm not gonna lie. I'd give PA a B minus. Just no entry models. Yeah. Anyways, that's it for my trade recap for today. I hope your boys caught a dub. If not, you know, keep grinding. Same message. Why not us? You know, doing the same thing every day. You gotta hit at some point. It does suck that I took a loss on 1 trade away from blowing my account, but you know that's all part of the game. We move.